Thanks for watching. I'm Margot Kinberg, and this is In the Spotlight, a closer look at a crime novel. Some crime novels are actually as much thriller as they are crime novel mystery. This lets the author build in suspense and can keep the pacing of the novel fast and pull the reader in. Let's take a look at a novel like that today and turn the spotlight on B.C. Colman's A Line Too Far. Very early one Sunday morning, Townsville, Queensland's Laverick Army base is invaded by a group of heavily armed Chinese soldiers who arrive on a bus disguised as a tourist bus. The base is quickly taken over and the Australian military guarding it is imprisoned. Prime Minister Gary Stone is informed of the attack and told that the Chinese People's Liberation Army has also taken over all of the other military bases in the northern half of Australia. The Australian soldiers there have all been taken prisoner. At first, no one wants to believe that this has actually happened. In fact, plenty of Australians living in Queensland don't believe it, and that ends up trapping them when the border between Queensland and New South Wales is closed and roadblocks are set up. Ambassador Chen of China asks for a meeting with Stone to discuss peace terms, which come down to ceding the northern half of Australia to China in exchange for peace and the lives of the hostages. The alternative is war. For Chen, this is a crucial test as he cannot be seen to yield to anything the Australians want. Stone soon finds out, though, that the Chinese informed the US government of the invasions to avoid a knee-jerk military response. He also finds out that the US is not willing to risk a war with China to send troops and other support to Australia, although they will convene the UN Security Council and try to take diplomatic steps. Other countries are similarly unwilling to send military aid. Now, Stone is in the untenable position of either plunging his country into war or giving half of it to China, and he hasn't started from a strong position. 2 years earlier, he had only a narrow victory over Jeremy Whittaker, his opponent for the party leadership, and Whittaker and his allies would be only too happy to oust him for any reason. Then, Stone hears from New Zealand Prime Minister Trevor Stanaway, who knows the stakes involved and wants to lend his country support. He and Stone are already friends, but more than that, he sees the risk for New Zealand in not supporting Australia. The question will be, what will Australia and New Zealand do to counter the Chinese, and will it be enough? Can war be averted, and if so, at what cost? So what are the elements in this novel that hold it together, keep the plot going, and keep the suspense moving? This is a thriller, so the pacing is fast, the stakes are high, and there are twists and turns in the plot. There are people who aren't what they seem, and there is intrigue. There's also military movement and counter-movement, which also adds to the thriller-esque tension and surprise. And there's political maneuvering. The novel follows several people's stories, third person, past tense, including Stone's and his wife Elaine's. There are also the stories of Chris and Anna Sharp, who are on holiday in Surfer's Paradise and headed south as soon as they could, and the story of Brenda Patterson, whose son is one of the hostages. There are other perspectives, too, that give the reader a look at what the invasion of a country might be like. Readers who prefer only one point of view will notice this. There's also an element of mystery in the novel. How did the Chinese invade so easily? If they had allies in Australia who helped set it up, who are those people? What are the stakes for all the players? In that sense, as I say, we do see a bit of politics. A Line Too Far is the story of what might happen when one country tries to annex part of another country. It features a prime minister with everything to lose and a group of characters who are each impacted in a different way by what happens. This has been In the Spotlight. I'm Margot Kinberg. Thanks for watching.